Children with Disabilities, a Parable by Nickie De Vries. There once was a 14-year-old boy named Ben. He had two siblings, ages 13 and 11. He also had a mom and a dad. Ben was born with a disability and had constant visits to the doctor's office and to the hospital throughout his life. Outside of school, Ben liked to play card games with his family. His parents also worked full-time to cover the cost of bills and to pay for the future of their kids. Ben had not only spent the majority of his life in a wheelchair, but also watching his younger siblings do things that he could not do on his own. When he was an infant, Ben learned to trust his parents because they provided reliability, care, and affection for him by supporting him and staying with him at doctor's visits. Ben and his siblings sometimes fought with each other, but he often tried to behave in order to avoid punishment from his parents. School was especially difficult for Ben as he had a hard time making friends. His classmates did not like to spend a lot of time around him because he was different from the other kids. When he was in kindergarten and first grade, he was frustrated a lot. This was because Ben assumed that he had a disability because of something that he did, such as fighting with his siblings. His parents helped him deal with the stress by reassuring him that it was not his fault that he had a disability. As he grew older, his parents restricted him from doing things that he liked to do all the time, such as playing cards. He enjoyed playing cards every day, but they had to cut back on the amount of time that he spent playing games so that he could have extra time to spend on homework. Along with being in a wheelchair, Ben faced the challenges of having a learning disability. This meant that he watched his younger siblings succeed at school while he struggled in some areas. When Ben was in middle school, he struggled a bit with his self-image as an adolescent. His peers also influenced his self-image and his way of thinking. His parents helped him through this time by helping him understand how his body was changing, as well as how he could deal with his disability at school. Ben found out that him having a disability was stressful at home for everyone, not just himself. His siblings felt like they did not receive as much attention as their older brother, and that he was more important to their parents than they were. They thought that attention meant importance. His parents struggled to balance their time and energy equally amongst the kids, because they were always so busy. Ben's parents were always busy with work, doctor's appointments that never seemed to end, church activities, driving his siblings around, and even things such as soccer games. Even though the parents struggled financially, and they often lived out of fear and wondered what would happen to their kids in the future after they were gone, they went to counseling so that they could figure out how to best deal with everything that went on in their lives. They found out that by setting aside a set amount of time for each child to have one-on-one time with their parents, they could function better as a whole. This helped Ben's siblings to deal with their feelings of jealousy and anger towards him. Ben's family learned to communicate with one another, and they also learned that they had to work together so that they could all benefit. His family also learned to live one day at a time, and to come up with a routine that they could stick to as much as possible. Having a regular pattern in life helped Ben and his family achieve more and find a way to spend more time together. In the end, they all lived happily ever after. The end. Thanks for watching.